While mortgage lending has rapidly moved toward a digital experience, the verification process has largely remained a manual, paper-driven process. That is changing as both Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae are both accepting digital verification of assets, income, and employment from Finicity, a MasterCard company. Finicity Mortgage Verification Services can shave 8 to 12 days off the origination process for rapid loan closing, while also increasing accuracy, improving profitability, and creating a better experience for both lenders and borrowers. All right, Emily, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Diego. Appreciate that introduction, and really happy to be here today to be talking about latest trends within the industry. So thank you for joining. To start off, if you're not already familiar, I'd like to introduce you to a powerful concept known as open banking. Open banking makes it simple for consumers to permission access to their financial data. In lending specifically, it enables borrowers to share their information with lenders to qualify for home ownership or refinance. It's really making things easier for everyone. Open banking is expediting workflows that used to take days and condensing them into minutes. It's what's streamlining the process for lenders and borrowers alike. Finicity is leading the market towards safer access to data through APIs driven by these core data principles that we love to talk about all the time. We refer to them as CATS, and it's control, access, transparency, traceability, and security. There's a lot of meaning and a lot of work going on behind those words and core values, but it's all focused on putting the consumer at the center of the experience. Bottom line, it's a more secure approach to data that is working to remove credentials from the marketplace. Finicity Smart Analytics utilizes AI and machine learning to identify and categorize the data, providing asset, income, and employment verification for better credit decisioning. No more friction, no more copying loads of paper, multiple asks to the borrower for the same data, or tracking down that pesky last page that always seems to be missing. Not to mention, it allows more more individuals to enjoy home ownership than ever before. At Finicity, we're constantly thinking about how consumer permission data can enable digitization and better experiences. And when we talk about our mortgage verification service, or MVS, as we affectionately call it, that I will be demoing today, that's exactly what we're providing. A one-stop verification experience that avoids the fragmentation or disjointed process of using multiple vendors to get all of your necessary verifications. It's a simple, fast experience that streamlines lender operations and improves cost control. In addition, MVS delivers a digital process that meets, or we hope exceeds, the expectations of consumers and their digital lifestyles. For those who are currently using asset verification or who are thinking about adopting a more digital-first mindset within your organization, the time is now. Digital verifications are a great way to start, or a great place to enhance your lending workflows to automate them more. Our early adopting lenders are seeing great success and are just delighting their customers with this simple, easy to use solution. MVS also embeds into your current workflow so you control the user experience. With Finicity's configuration, lenders have the ability to customize the look and feel to align with the user experience that you want to present for your specific borrowers. We offer a range of flexible solutions that allow you to choose simple to implement standard flows, or to fully customize, offering direct integrations through our report portal, or integrations through the ecosystem with platform providers like SimpleNexus and ICE Mortgage Technology. Today, I'm going to walk you through a generic consumer workflow as an example. Today, we will be using our demo lender, Acme Lending, as an example. Roughly 70% of our users come through this process on a mobile device, but we also support a desktop version. Today, for demo purposes, I'm going to be showing the mobile device flow, as that's how most of the users come through the experience. We refer to this experience as our Connect experience. As a lender, you have the ability to customize the look and feel of Connect to align with your brand. I'm going to walk you through a single touch UX where asset, income, and employment data is all gathered in a single session. And what you'll notice is this process is super easy for the borrower. The borrower is presented with our Connect application, and this can be done either via an in-band email, via out-of-band email, or an in-band integration into your point of sale. So the borrower is taken to this initial screen that we'll click into here, and you'll see they have information about how their data is being used and how we respect their privacy and really secure their data. And then they click to get started. So first we'll start by looking for their transaction information. So the borrower can select the bank. Again, just more information so that they're super clear on how the permissioning process works within Finicity. They click next, and then they will credential their username and password for that financial institution. They'll click submit. It's also great because the borrower can choose which accounts they would like to permission and submit. So once they submit, the borrower can add as many accounts from as many financial institutions as they would like. So for this purpose, we're going to move on to the employment section. So the borrower clicks to get started. They will validate their pre-populated social security number and date of birth. And then we will go out and search our employment records to look for records that match. You'll see here that we have a few employers available. Similar to account selection, the borrowers can choose whichever employers they want to include. And if they're looking to get additional detail for that specific employer, they can simply click into it and view that additional information there. If by some chance there is other employment that's necessary that wasn't found from the payroll search, we then, and the borrower would like to permission additional employment, we then waterfall them into our pay stub with TX Verified product. This uses their direct deposit bank accounts to match a digitized pay stub to verify their employment. So let me show you what that looks like. Again, you can customize this to work within your specific flow. So we're going to say, yes, I would like to add more. And we'll click next. And you'll see you can still verify your employment with a pay stub. So if we click into this process, the borrower has the ability to either take a picture on their mobile device of their pay stub or pull a picture from an existing photo. So we're going to upload a pay stub from our photos. We'll click next to add it to the file. And just like that, the borrower is done. All their information has been verified, and then they are able to submit. A few minutes later, a comprehensive set of reports is ready. So let's take a look at what those reports look like. If we click in here, we'll see that this report is in a PDF format. So just so you know, the data will transfer directly from Finicity's platform into your point of sale or loan origination system in XML or JSON format. PDF is also available. For the sake of the demo today, I'm showing it in PDF because that's a lot easier to read than the alternate available options. So if we look at this transactions report, verification of assets and income, the top section will look really familiar to those of you who use Finicity's verification of asset report today. We have asset summary by account as well as transaction details to identify large deposits. Then in the bottom section, we also have summarized income streams. Let's take a look at what our payroll report looks like. So for payroll, we obviously have the employer address information, the employee name with their information, as well as a current and year-to-date earnings and deductions. We also have a breakdown of the payment histories or pay stubs associated with that employment. If we go back, finally, let's look at what the pay stub report looks like. So if we click into pay stub, we have verified income by matching a pay stub with deposits found in the transaction data. which is fantastic. You will also see here that this pay stub has been completely digitized. And then finally, we also provide a recap of deposit transactions. In all of these cases, as with any Finicity report, we have a report ID in the top. More importantly, we have a portfolio ID that is all you need to submit directly to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac to their underwriting automated system, automated underwriting system. It's a simple, fast, accurate process. This smart mortgage verification experience is meeting the needs of today's digital consumer. So as I mentioned, we're really excited about the results that we're seeing today from lenders using MBS. The data is consumer permissioned. We're a consumer reporting agency, which means there's dispute processes built in for the consumer, and just super excited to see where this takes the industry in the next step of digitization. So thank you.
That was so exciting, Emily. We have a lot of really great questions. So I'm going to hop into one question, and then we're going to take some questions from the chat. At the beginning, you talked about centering your product around the consumer. Do you have any insights when it comes to consumer experience and what they're wanting when it comes to more digital interaction?
Yeah, so I think, I mean, this is no surprise. I feel like this last year with COVID, especially across the industry, we've just seen an uptick in digital and just a demand for consumers, for businesses to understand what consumers are wanting. A recent report, said that 76% of consumers think companies should understand their expectations and needs and meet them. Additionally, we did some research last year and found that 86% of consumers thought they should have more insight into how their personal financial information was used when it comes to the lending and credit decisioning process. So I feel like there's just a really great opportunity for every company in this space to look at, are we meeting the needs of consumers? Is this what's best for them? Because more and more they're just going to go with those brands who are meeting their expectations.
Absolutely. So what is the most important thing I should be looking for when it comes to prospective digital solutions partners and vendors? You mentioned your CRA status. Is that a really big deal?
Yeah, so we're, as I mentioned before, really big at putting the consumer at the center of the experience. And the CRA status is important because it has a process built in that allows the consumer to dispute any information or reports that they, may say this isn't right, this doesn't look good. So that's a really fantastic feature. And when we talk about partnering across the board, I think it's really important to think of look at potential vendors, not just as okay, so this is someone who checks the box for underwriting, servicing, whatever, but really someone that's taking that holistic view.
All right, well, I am going to launch the poll now for Finicity. Thank you so much, Emily. And I will pass everything back over to Diego.